Hey guys, I didn't watch the recent Republican debate because I'm voting for Donald Trump no matter what, and I don't really care what most of them have to say. In fact, this video is not really about the candidates per se. I want to point out how a decades-long so-called journalist named Dana Bash of CNN got schooled by Vivek Ramaswamy after the debate, and how she proved once again that she is dumb as a box of hair and that she's not really a journalist but an advocate for liberalism. Let's get into it. Hey guys, welcome back. So here we have it's post-debate, and we have CNN's Dana Bash, who is questioning Vivek. And you'll notice that she's not really acting like a reporter. She's not asking questions, letting him give the answer, and then she moves on to the next question to let her viewers and America know what he thinks. No, she argues with him as an advocate for liberalism. Give it a watch.
Let's just take two of those. Let's start with January 6th.
Sure.
There is no evidence that it is an inside job.
Folks, that's called performative truth. It's the opposite of objective truth. Objective truth says that what you say, your statement is based on prior evidence that what you're saying is true. It's freezing cold outside. And that's true because the temperature is 31 degrees. Okay. The thermometer says it's 31 degrees. Therefore, it's a degree below freezing. So that's an objective truth. Saying something like, it was the most pristine election we ever had right after the election is performative truth. And what she just did, there is no evidence that it was an inside job on January 6th. I mean, that's called performative truth. And what that is you just make a declaratory statement. And by the very nature of your statement, it's true. There's no evidence behind it. This is what they do.
It was a fringe conspiracy theory that the Trump-appointed FBI director, as if that makes Christopher Wray anything but the biggest scumbag on earth. Christopher Wray has said explicitly over and over.
Christopher Wray lied to Congress over and over, so we're supposed to believe him?
Is just
so. I appreciate the opportunity to address it. I was an anti-woke crusader leaving the business world, and if you had asked me 3 years ago, is there some January 6th is an inside job? I would have said that was crazy talk. I would say, looking at the facts of the video footage that have come out, Dana, it is shocking that you still haven't gotten a clear answer of how many federal agents were in the field that day.
Now, folks, look at her. He's not really listening to what he has to say and taking in his argument as a response to her statement. Because it wasn't a question. It was a statement that she made. She didn't ask a question. Okay. She is standing right there trying to think, how am I going to respond to this? I have to push back. That's not her job. That's not her job as a so-called journalist.
Look at now the video footage of actually throwing explosives and rubber bullets into what was a peaceful crowd, then releasing to the public what came in response to that. But now look at the video footage that was released. And I'm glad we're talking about it because viewers deserve to look at that footage. Capitol Police literally letting people in who were then now prosecuted. Some of them have gone on to commit suicide because of what the government's doing. That is a case of entrapment. And I think the government has not been transparent about this, which is why I then brought up another case where the government now 20 years later with declassified documents tells us that they lied to us at the time. And so I do think we have a government that's...
She didn't even listen to what he had to say. She's now just advocating again the left-wing argument, the narrative.
Consistently lied to its people.
But an inside job suggests that everybody was who attacked the Capitol was part of
that. I didn't say that, but I was saying that
he didn't say that.
There's entrapment going on. There's entrapment going on, and this looks like a case of entrapment. And if you look at even over the last day. What do you mean by
entrapment?
Entrapment means that the police goaded people to do something than they otherwise wouldn't have done, and they arrest them for actually doing it.
Now she's going to argue against that because, like I said, she's dumb as a box of hair, and I don't want to insult boxes of hair that way. But she is. She's as dumb as a box of hair.
And you don't think it was actually the former president who was...
But Trump.
Well, I think that was the media narrative. Now look at actually
we heard him with our own ears.
No, you didn't. You heard him say, we're going to march peacefully and patriotically. You just edited that out. You also, CNN, you heard him on his video and read his tweets that you guys edited out and that Twitter and Facebook actually deleted. That's what you heard. You did the same thing during Trump's Charlottesville speech. CNN edited out the part where he said, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and white nationalists because they should be condemned totally.
How about Thomas Jefferson? What do you think of Thomas Jefferson? You like him? Okay, good. Are we going to take down the statue? Because he was a major slave owner. Now we're going to take down his statue. So you know what? It's fine. You're changing history. You're changing culture. And you had people, and I'm not talking about the neo-Nazis and the white nationalists, because they should be condemned totally. But you had many people in that group other than neo-Nazis and white nationalists, okay? And the press has treated them absolutely unfairly.
CNN is a piece of shit organization, and she's the main box of hair.
And see what you think about this, right? You guys said this for a long time about the Gretchen Whitmer kidnapping plot. Suddenly gone silent after a trial that absolutely that was a case of entrapment.
There were more feds in the kidnapping group than actual kidnappers.
Which is why 2 of those people were acquitted.
One of the feds is the one who picked them up and purchased some of the supplies they were going to use.
So I'm saying this as somebody who, on the other side of this, as a biotech CEO, somebody who was even anti-woke. But if I was looking at this, I would have said a lot of this is crazy talk. But if you actually get into the details, I think it is startling how much the government has systematically lied. And I think it's both.
She's not even listening right now. Not even listening. She can't wait to get her point in to interrupt him again.
Parties over the course of the last 25 years.
But on the
left used to be better
6th,
at pointing this out and being skeptical of the government. But now it's the right.
Which is the most aggressive, offensive attack on the U.S. Capitol and on democracy itself that we have seen in our lifetime and in many, many lifetimes.
Really, really. She doesn't know about the fact that there were terrorists that went into the balcony of the House of Representatives and started firing on the people. A congressman was hit. Several people were shot. She doesn't know about, I think, 2 times that there were bombs that went off outside the Senate building. She doesn't know about that. She's an idiot. You remember when the Democrats said that January 6th was the worst attack on the U.S. Capitol since the War of 1812? They're all a bunch of morons, and she's just advocating.
Say without evidence that it was an inside job.
I'm not saying it without evidence. I think that what we're seeing now is the video footage that's come out. I was in a different place before a lot of that evidence came out. But
in other words, she doesn't care about the evidence. She probably never even looked at it because she wants to remain stupid so that people can't say, well, you looked at the evidence, so why do you still say this way?
You have to respond to the evidence. What is your response, or what is anybody else on CNN's response to the video footage that was released of Capitol Police literally just peacefully allowing people into the Capitol?
What we know
or
is
shooting
that
into peaceful crowds.
850 people have been convicted of crimes.
But
it's unbelievable. She just completely skipped all of his arguments, saying, look, the video that has been released so far shows exculpatory evidence that the feds, the FBI that were planted among the crowd, that they shot rubber bullets into peaceful people and threw tear gas at them. She doesn't care. She has a talking point, and she's staying on point because she's dumb as a box of hair. You get her out of that box of hair, and she's going to screw up. So she just has talking points, and she's going to stick to them. God damn it.
Reality is many of them were convicted before that information was released.
Exactly. He's right. A lot of them were convicted before the information came out because the FBI said, oh, we can't get to the video that's exculpatory evidence for your clients because Congress is holding on to them. Well, they didn't even lift a finger to be able to get them. And you want to know something? The Brady rule says that they have to hand over exculpatory evidence.
And do you think that former President Trump has anything to do with this?
But Trump. They can't get away from trying to blame Donald Trump. What the hell is wrong with these people?
Because you're bringing up a really good point, and your audience and everybody.
I like what Vivek does. The way he argues is masterful. He tries to let them know, hey, yo, you know what? I agree with you. I'm glad that you brought that point up because that's a really good point. So that maybe they won't interrupt him as much. That's a great style of doing it. It's a shame he's going to lose to Trump.
He deserves to know the truth about it.
Okay, so there you have it. Dana Bash was not acting like a journalist, asking questions and reporting to her audience what Vivek had to say. She was advocating for liberalism. She was pushing the liberal narrative, the establishment White House narrative, the DNC narrative. And you got to understand, these people are panicking because their narratives are falling apart about January 6th because the videos came out, and the ones that came out so far that have been released, they're showing that all of their narratives were bogus. They were bullshit. They were lies. All right, make sure to subscribe to our channel and share our videos with like-minded friends who want to stay informed with what's really going on. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next one.
Welcome to my party, we're just getting started. A life is a dream or a nightmare scarring. Hand me a drink cause I think I'm going all in. Get me a shrink who can catch me when I'm falling. Cover up my scars, flip the handlebars, crashing in my car.